Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have an interesting video. This time working in a 2004 Chevy Silverado with a LLY engine. It's a Duramax 6.6 liter diesel. I have the engine computer, the injector module, FICM, and also the transmission. Tyler Other from Ohio, this is your computer or your system. Let me just move you over to the next view. Let me actually move the camera a little bit. As you can see in here, I have actually his original FICM because his FICM was completely burned. So I'm going to go over to the next capture, which is going to be his folder. Like I normally do, I create a folder for all the customers and everything that I get from them. So this is when I first got the package. That was in September 16. It's been almost 2 weeks in here because I have to order, and these FICMs are hard to get. There is a lot of guys trying to sell FICMs that are just junk and no returns, or you have to chase somebody to get your money back if you can get some. So I only buy from reputable sources that I can trust, and then perform a full repair for the customers to send a fully refurbished with my warranty to them. All right, so again, his FICM couldn't be repaired. I have also his transmission module, which is the one on the right side, the one that says Allison, right when I'm moving the red arrow. In the center one is the engine computer. Because he has some fault codes, U codes, and we're going to see that because the transmission is actually also the transmission module will need to be repaired as well, but I haven't done it because obviously we have a bad FICM and I need the entire system in order to check everything. But yeah, so you can see immediately here what we are seeing. I got a closer view and I removed the capacitors to show them as well what you're about to see. All right, so that is, exploded capacitor. And this is definitely a not repairable module, right? So we cannot repair those. Those are, when this happens, it's exactly this. So it makes a hole through the board. And under here, it's not just a 2-layer board, this is a 7-layer board. So you have 5 board references and signals that goes through the entire board, and it's impossible to repair, right? Because this is just a complete chore. When this happens, it fuses internal layers together that it's just, you might see just one spot here, but then you try to attempt a repair in there, and it's like a never-ending repair. So like I said, I found a good FICM for them. And now we are in the test. So this is the scanner connected. This is his big number, 316120. So you can see there all the specifications of the vehicle, 2004 Silverado, like I said, with a LLY engine, turbo diesel. All right, let's go back to here. Let me get my view here because we're going to be looking at a lot of stuff in here. So I'm going to put the full probe. That is just to get the signals. And actually, I might going to move this a little bit. Give me 1 second. All right, change the layout of everything that we're going to be seeing in here. Again, at the bottom is the simulator. In here, in the simulator, we cannot see anything, no activations or anything in there. The only thing I will be doing is moving the RPMs, so turning it on and off so we can see injectors working. 1 second, I got a call. All right, so what we see right now on this oscilloscope, so the bottom view, the green one on the right side of your screen, is just to put RPM so we can see the injector running or not, right? So, but I know they're run. And the FICM is fully repaired. The center screen is like a multimeter, a graphic multimeter. It's called oscilloscope. In there, I can see signals like the one now that you see is all that hash that we see there. It's actually the COM bus. That is a network that this vehicle uses to communicate in between computers only. Nothing to do with the scanner. So yes, we do have communication because the computer will talk to the FICM. There is actually no connection to the scanner or from the scanner to the FICM itself. So all the fault codes that we get about injectors or so, it's actually the computer that reads those from the FICM and then send it to the scanner as a fault code or so. The same thing is on the, well, not the same thing. The transmission indeed had a class bus communication, so you can connect to the scanner or to the transmission directly with the scanner, and we'll see that in a second. But it has also, because that is just for diagnostics, the actual communication about RPMs and what the transmission is doing, it happens on this bus. It's a CAN bus. It's a little bit different about the normal CAN bus that we see on the newer vehicles, because this has a little bit different of amplitude, and the amplitude is just the height of the voltage, of the high or low of that signal. And I'm only on one of the wires right now, so we can see only one side of that communication. But that is fine, because if it's communication in one wire, we will have communication in the other one, and I'm going to prove you that. It's just going to look the other way. You see, we have now on a steady flat line on the top, and the signal is coming down from that signal. So, but it's a mirror image. So what you see on the other cable is an image. It's just in the opposite direction voltage-wise. That's the way CAN bus works. But we have a fault, and I'm going to show you on the scanner for the computer. So let me go into the scanner right now, which I have connected here, right? As you guys are seeing. So we're going to go into, this is now, well, let me go back so you can see where I am. So I'm right now and on the main menu after we selected the vehicle and read the VIN number. So we're going to enter in here. I'm selecting that it's an automatic transmission, and we're going to go into the codes menu, display codes, all powertrain codes. See right here at the bottom, okay, in this bus also, there is a glow plug module, which I don't have connected here. But we can see that the transmission communication, it says U0101, lost communication with transmission control system. And that is connected. I know that I'm in the correct wires. Why? Because, well, I did my homework, and as I normally do. So let me move you over to the display and take all this out of here. 1 second. So we can read that. So this is connector C1. This computer has 2 connectors. In the actual computer itself, it's showing an R and a G. So not sure what that is, but it was actually very easy to find out which connector is which, because if we go into what I'm showing you in the screen right now, pin 1 and pin 4, pin 1 and pin 5 are grounds. And on the other connector, there is not that sequence. So I go into with my multimeter on continuity, and I touch pin 1 and 4 because it doesn't show me which one is 1 or so on either one of those connectors. But these can give me a sequence. So I go pin 1 and 5, and I found where the grounds were. And I did the same thing on the ignition, because if we see here, ignition voltage on pin 2 and 4, those are ignition, they're shared internal in the computer. So that was very unique. Only that connector and that sequence will be on one side of the connector, because I don't know where pin 1 is. It's in the top, it's on the bottom, it's on the right corner, left corner. You see what I mean? But I was able to find it, with not much, no problem. Okay, going down, because we have, well, let me just say, we got ground on pin 1, ignition on pin 2, battery voltage on pin 3. So only those 3 cables I need, because the ignition and the other ground in the car are required, but for me here, not really, because they're shared. Those 2 ignitions and those 2 grounds are shared, so I can use just the one. Going down into the rest of the pins, if we see right here at the bottom, let me get a box so you can see where I am. Use it as a mouse. I'm right here. Pin 29 is CAN serial data high, so CAN bus high, and pin 32 is CAN serial data low. Pin 30 is class 2 communication. That class 2 communication is for the scanner. Let me just double check my connections in there to make sure I'm fine. All right, so we do have communication, and looking at the oscilloscope, we know that we are in the correct wires, because I just move it one and up and down. But that communication we see on the oscilloscope right now, and let me get you back to that capture and put everything back in the screen. That communication we see there is the actual computer and the FICM, not the actual transmission control module. And why I'm saying that is, well, look at the fault codes that we have there, right? So lost communication with the transmission module. And it's full power on, because let me take you back. I'm going to get out of the computer and the engine, and we're going to enter the transmission module with a scanner. Remember, completely different bus of communication. But if I enter here, look, I can see data. So the computer is not fully dead, but the network that is in between the modules is not working. And that is at least all I can see from now, because I don't have the entire vehicle. Otherwise, I will have to connect all the shift solenoids and all the stuff that I don't have here. Based on his fault codes, it might be a problem with something else. And that is why probably I will recommend, let me just see what's his name one again, because I don't want to say nothing that is not. Tyler. I would probably recommend Tyler to maybe get a recondition module and start to try to work on this one. Why? Because age, and also we don't know what took down this computer. So I might establish or repair the communication, make him spend some money onto a module that is already with problems. We corrected the computer communication, but send it back, and then he still has problems, and it will be a waste of money. And I'm always looking forward to protect the investment that you do. I give you the best choices. Why? Because I've been doing this for many, many years. And I know how hard our money is. Our well-earned money is hard to do. It's hard to make. So instead to put money on a module that's already failing, let's get one that is already refurbished, and then you can just plug that in. It will be a plug and play, because it will come with your correct VIN number. It runs good. And I don't have it in stock. I will have to order it. So that's not something I carry here, especially for those model years. But it's definitely possible. All right, so we can see that. So we can go into code menu, display trouble code. Let's see what is in the transmission. Well, if we see here in the transmission, again, we don't have none in the solenoids connected. Pressure control, torque converter, electrical problem. Nothing about the communication, because the transmission is not going to say, well, I'm not talking. It's a little weird that it doesn't say, lost communication with the ECM or with the FICM, because they are connected to it. So it should say something, but I mean, we have to forget a little bit, or forgive a little bit, because it's a 2004, right? So a little on the beginning of the OVD bus or communications, the technology was not there yet. All right, let's enter the engine again. And well, actually, not even really need to do that. Let's run this FICM. Right now, the FICM is ready. It should run now. Right now, we have one of the injector drivers and the communication. So we can see we're not losing the CAN bus. I'm going to enter again and read codes. And we might get, because the injectors that I got 3 injectors in here, they're not new. And they sometimes give faults, but it's nothing to do with any problems on the computers. But I like to leave them like that, because I know what I have, and I know that I can expect that. I got so many windows open that I'm trying to go over to the scanner. All right, let's go code menu, display codes, all powertrain codes. You see right now 4, 5, 7. So those are the ones that I know that I have. But we still got that communication lost with the transmission control module. So let's erase the codes. If that one goes away, which I honestly doubt it, because I've been trying it and it just all the time lost communication with the transmission. And it takes a little time, but it will immediately put the glow plug missing. So this is the computer telling me, yes, those 2 modules are not connected. You see, well, I'll go to the glow plug heater indicator. Okay, right now we have it. You see at the bottom, now we have lost communication with the transmission control module and lost communication with the glow plug module. So I know the computer is reading good. It's the transmission module that is not in there, as the same as in the glow plug. So I'm going to move now that channel on the oscilloscope, the blue channel. Now you see that we lost that signal. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to change the amplitude, because I was in 5 volts. And I'm going to connect it over to the other bank of injectors, so we can see both bank of injectors running. And we can see the voltage. I put those 2 measurements in the bottom. It's just the maximum of that spike. It says that it's 50 volts and 47.5. So pretty close to each other. Those 2 bank of injectors are working good. So Tyler, your FICM and computer is good. Your transmission is not. I also want to show you, and that's probably why I also have, give me 1 second. This is the FICM that I have repaired for him, and I put, this doesn't come with this, but Come on. Is this that? Yes, I need to put a battery here, so give me 1 second. Yeah, you're gonna have to get a new flashlight because those batteries leaked. Kind of weird because I was working good. I used it yesterday. But what I wanted to show you is this. I got this other one. It's powered by USB, so I can do this in here. Is that you see that coverage in there? Let me get you a little closer. And hopefully the camera can pick that up. Yes, it can pick that up right, probably right there. I put a conformal coating protection. It's a water resistant, not waterproof, the water resistant coating on both sides of the board, just to protect his investment and my repair for a very long, for a longer time, right? That will allow or protect the computer in case there's any moisture. Let me put this away. Any moisture or any fluid that might enter a little bit, I don't want that to damage a fully repaired computer, especially after I did it, right? So that's what I protect the investment. Always I do try my best to protect your investments. All right, Tyler, so this is just a video that I wanted to show you. Your FICM is, what you see, not a problem. It's running perfectly. And your computer is good, but your TCM, definitely not. So I'm going to contact you, see if you want me to send this. You can probably just buy the module directly yourself. I can send you a link. Like that, you will not have to wait for me to get it and then send it to you. Or if you want me to get it, that's up to you. Let me contact you and we go from there. But this is already paid and done. So he has no outstanding bills in here. I'm going to put the package together. I'm going to ask him to see if he wants the old FICMs to be sent to him or just toss it in the garbage, because that's exactly what it is. It's garbage. It's nothing for me to use out of there. Nothing at all. All right, guys. I hope you're here. If you like the content, please don't forget to subscribe. You will be in the best hands in Mike Salazar Diagnostics. If you have any repairs that you need to send to me, please subscribe to the channel. I will put my website on the title of this video. If you have any instrument clusters or modules that you need to send for repairs, automotive or marine, I'm here to help you. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.